reality TV. Remember I was poor, now I'm writing this song from a balcony. Told them watch out for me, but they ain't see me coming at it. On that road, feel like keep pushing even though we don't feel right. Blood, sweat, and tears just to live life. Talk to God even when I didn't see light. Still talk to him when it got bright. Dark days were made for the spotlight. We paid, now mama can sleep tight. The champions, the champions. Hey, we gon' ball, never fall. The champions, the champions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. We'll hear from reporter Allie LaForce in a moment. And, of course, Kyrie Irving. He's a big ticket to follow. They'll go without him, though.
Yeah, that move was all about the long-term horizon for them. I know it's a little shocking how different this team looks, but given some time, I think things will come together.
And stolen by Brunson. 3-on-3. Here's Wembanyama. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the game.
First team foul.
And Clark, for these two teams, a lot of their action runs through the front court.
You're exactly right, B.A., and I think that's where the game's going to ultimately be decided. I mean, we have to see which set of these bigs is going to impose their will, not just offensively, but defensively, too.
San Antonio with the ball. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Brunson, a good look. Gets a very good look and converts.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
George outside. And about a minute gone in the first quarter. Driving inside. And he lays it up and in. George has got his second basket.
George, a devastating finisher with momentum behind him. He doesn't let anything get in his way on the drive. He's right to the rack.
A monster finish with authority.
And he hangs on the rim for a little extra spice.
Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating here and there.
Now here's George. And so far he's averaging 7 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Edwards. On the take. And that one's good.
Really like what Edwards did there. Assertive in the two-man game.
And Brunson's got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. And Anthony Edwards has stated that his goal is to ultimately surpass Michael Jordan.
Hey, look, that is a lofty goal to run after. I don't know if he'll catch it, but I like the fact that he's ambitious enough and confident enough to put it out there. His ability speaks for itself. This guy's a star already, and his star continues to shine. His work ethic and confidence give me belief that he's going to have a chance to at least get close to that. We know about 25 years ago, there was a guy named Kobe Bryant who sought to do something similar to what MJ did, and he got pretty close to matching it.
For three. Rebound by Philadelphia. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. Throws it up high. And Edwards slams it in.
Textbook and perfectly executed that alley-oop for Edwards.
And Bridges, here we go. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson.
Oh, nice feed. On time and on target.
George feels it out a bit. Nice move. And it's good on the lay-in. George has got his third basket on the night right there.
PG-13, using that length inside.
Outside Brunson. Takes a three. Drains the triple. Brunson's got 8. 76ers trail by 5. Here's Edwards. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And from what we've seen so far in his career, Anthony Edwards wants to be that guy in crunch time, Clark.
Yeah, I love his mentality. Not only in that he wants to be the guy, but he also wants to elevate his teammates. And he plays the game with an exuberance and a joy and a freshness that is, quite good to see. But I like his attack mentality and his willingness to step into leading his team by example at both ends of the floor.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Spins. Oh, there's the alley. San Antonio leading by 4. Ooh, poked away. It's Bridges on the wing. Here he goes. And it's Gobert with a rebound. And it's Edwards with the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. George outside. There's a screen. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Give him 8 points now.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now here's Brunson. Give him 8. Second shot opportunity. And it's finished off inside by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, terrific follow-through from Wembanyama, proving he has a good head on his shoulders.
And he lobs it up to the rim. And Edwards slams it in.
How sweet was that play?
Pinpoint pass, set up the alley-oop flush.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. This was the latter.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. It's the Spurs leading
22.
If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
So far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
Another area they've excelled in is the points in the paint. They've been able to gouge the interior defense so far in this one.
Down low. Camby, that's good.
Such confidence as a passer. He hits guys in stride. It makes it look easy.
And here's Van Vliet. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Well, Van Vliet likes to work up close and personal at the basket. Always ready to take it inside.
Three-pointer is up from Brogdon. It's rebounded by George.
I'll tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
And down it goes. 2 points.
It looked like that was going to be blocked, but then he pulled the Houdini act and flipped it in for the score.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
BA, Fred VanVleet said, I've been a leader on pretty much every team that I've ever played for. I'm a leader in life. It's just something you either have or you don't. something you got to work at. Some guys will gravitate towards it, and some won't. Brian, is it that simple?
Well, I think most of his teammates value what he has to say, for sure. George outside. There's Camby. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
Here's Murphy. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Alexander Walker. Soft touch off the glass.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And you know, Clark, Fred VanVleet gives you a number of things. Leadership might be the most important.
It is certainly one of his great attributes, B.A., when you look at Fred VanVleet. Not very big, not super athletic, but a winner. Tough-minded, and highly skilled. Doesn't make mistakes with the ball. Gets other people's shots, and has proven to be a clutch and consistent quarterback at really high level.
Pass to George. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
With that shot in his bag, George doesn't have to get all the way to the rim.
For 3, Caldwell Pope. Good. And VanVleet gets the assist. Caldwell Pope's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
3 minutes of action thus far in the second. Took the opportunity when he saw it. George has got 10 points in the game.
Seems effortless for George, that quick release of his.
And the Spurs with some changes. And San Antonio has possession. 3-point lead. Brunson with it. There's 1:47 left in the first half of this one. It's Brunson working inside.
And, man, you got to appreciate how efficient Brunson is. I mean, he takes and makes high-percentage shots.
Here's George. 10 points for him. Pass to Edwards. 6 on the shot clock. With a step back. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. San Antonio leading by 5. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Vassell outside. Wembanyama up top. Lets it go from deep. Count it. All 3 of his attempts have gone in.
3 points.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
George. The kick out to Edwards. Six to shoot. Goes back up. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Spurs.
Spurs ball.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first half.
76ers foul.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
Here's George to win the run. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
I like the intensity that George plays with down inside. It's really what earns him a lot of these calls.
There's 21 seconds left in the first half of this game. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. The three. It doesn't go for him. And so it's San Antonio. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Their work from distance has been impressive, and it's put them in this lead right now. Back after this. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Pass to Bridges. Now Wembanyama. The three. And Bridges good for three. Bridges has gotten his third basket of the night.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Brunson with it. He's picked up by Edwards. Here's Edwards. Oh, a sensational slam by Ant.
Oh, doctor. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Edwards throwing it down with force. Get this guy in the dunk contest.
Vassell outside. Outside Brunson. Ooh, impressive fadeaway right there. Brunson's got 16 points. Looking at lineups around the league, Grant, seems like they're becoming more positionless than ever before.
Yeah, you're spot on, B.A. To the point where some people feel all-star voting shouldn't be by position anymore. It should be by merit.
Here's Vassell. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson. 5 points in the game.
The team counts on Vassell for this, a reliable producer of three-point buckets. And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
San Antonio leading by 13. Outside Brunson. Here's Wembanyama. Now Brunson. Shot clock at 6. Offensive board. Wembanyama up top. Over Gobert. Wembanyama, no good.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
We hear players proclaiming their love for the game, but former sharpshooter J.J. Redick said there's a distinction between loving the competition itself and loving the game and everything that goes into that. Guys say, I just want to play. Well, do you want to do all of the necessary things that lead up to that? Hey, Brian, 15 NBA seasons for Redick. He'd know.
He certainly would. Thanks, Allie. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. 76ers trail by 15. It's Edwards with a drive. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. On offense, here are the Spurs. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. It's at 15 points. Castle for three. He buries it from three. Castle's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. To the paint. Here's Gobert. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
Yeah, and Gobert's teammates encourage him to seek out his offense, especially when he's this deep.
All right, Clark, how about Rudy Gobert? What consistency rebounding the ball.
Yeah, averaging double digits pretty much every season, B.A., and that helps them in the battle of possessions, obviously. And it also helps them control pace. You got a guy who eats glass like that and defends at a high level. You got something real good for yourself.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's George. Oh, the teardrop falls in. George has got 6 points.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close range look.
Here's Van Vliet. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 19.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Here we go, the Sixers on the break. Pass to Camby. It's deflected.
Helps to have a shooting guard who can block shots, a real bonus, and Caldwell Pope does a nice job at stiff-arming shooters.
Spurs lead by 19. Van Vliet outside. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3-second violation. Sixers ball.
23 seconds left in the third quarter here. Here's George. The shot no good. And here are the Spurs now. Now the Spurs moving it up the floor.
76ers foul. Dennis Johnson. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Right side Brogdon. Shoots over George. Brogdon with a bucket. Brogdon's got his first bucket in this one. And so the San Antonio Spurs sitting on a comfortable 21-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their three-point shooting up
60.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first three quarters. George scanning the floor from outside the arc. Rebound by San Antonio. Here's Furphy. The kick out to Van Vliet. Lets a three fly. Hits a three-pointer.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. After a first half where he had just one turnover, fellas, things have changed in the second. They're starting to pile up on him now.
Off the inbound pass. And Camby pulls it down. We look at all the turnovers. Boy, what a way to drive your coach crazy.
Yeah, your game plan means nothing if your players can't execute.
And it's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line. So it'll be Keontae George shooting. It goes on Malcolm Brogdon. You know, Grant, we've seen career performances in the play-in tournament, but the stats don't count for regular season or the playoffs.
You know, that's crazy, B.A. So let's just count them as playoff stats. It used to be only 3 rounds instead of 4, so there is a precedent to adding more games to the official postseason.
Jacks up a 3. They get it back. Pass to Looney. Back to Brogdon. And the jumper from the wing offline.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. Sure would make things a lot easier, too.
George outside. Clock at 6. And that one goes. He's now recorded his 5th bucket in 8 tries.
This first half performance, somewhat forgettable, but now he's pouring it on.
Van Vliet scanning the floor. Rebound by Philadelphia. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Here's George. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
Second team foul.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Their offensive game plan has been simple. Look to shoot it often from outside the arc. And the results have been outstanding.
You know, another thing that stands out to me is their passing in this game. I mean, they've done a tremendous job sharing the ball and setting each other up for success.
Pass to Wembanyama. Over Gobert. The shot by Wembanyama, no good. And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Philadelphia with the ball. It's been 8 unanswered for them. Here's Edwards. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. More and more, we're seeing international players come into the league who are NBA ready, Grant.
It really is a sight to see, BA. And some of those guys start playing pro ball when they're 16 or 17 years old. It toughens you up real quick playing against older competition at that age.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Screen by Bridges. 6 on the shot clock. Brunson with it. He's picked up by Edwards. Here's Vassell. Again, the miss by the Spurs. 76ers trailed by 13. Now here's George. And there's the rejection. And they're able to recover. Edwards, no good.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
Outside Brunson. Pass to Castle. Here's Bridges. To stop the drought. And once again, off the mark by San Antonio. Stolen by Bridges. Tries it from 19. And it's Brunson missing.
Well, the defense refusing to give up anything easy. Love seeing that kind of intensity.
San Antonio leading by 13. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Spurs.
They paid the price for sloppy ball control before, but tonight they kept it locked up tight.
Yeah, they did. And at the other end, they were very disruptive defensively.
And with this one, they go double digits in the win column.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
When it is just a two-game season series, the team winning game one has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Jalen Brunson.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
Bridges misses. And a big issue for them, turnovers.
Yeah, you just can't give away possessions in this league.
Here's George. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
You know, George is a lot more physical than he looks, and he's not shying away from contact on these shots.
George hits them both. And San Antonio has possession. And here's Brunson.